the perpetrators of violence against women are almost exclusively men. Women are at the greatest risk of violence from men they know. Women and girls are the most frequent victims of violence within the family, between intimate partners, and physical abuse in intimate relationships is almost always accompanied by severe and verbal abuse. 3 levels of gender-based violence. Violence within the home, violence within the general community, and violence perpetrated against women by the state. Common acts of violence against women in Nigeria, cultural practices like widowhood, making decisions without seeking the opinion of the partner, being possessive, keeping track of where she is, who she talks to, and what she does. Even the sad case of a woman that as soon as she comes back, she has to pull her pint and the husband will have to smell it to find out where and where, and she had to do it until she got to a time when she said, no, I can't do it anymore. As women, we must stand up for ourselves. As women, we must stand up for each other. As women, we must stand up for justice for all. Michelle Obama.
Speak out. You've just got to speak out. You've got to bring to the attention of the authorities, the rest of society, this cowardly form of conduct by we men. Well, I know sometimes violence is also against men by some women. I read a case in the paper recently, but that's almost like a comic act. The real violence takes place against women by the male gender, something of which we shouldn't be proud. And violence takes all forms. Child marriage, forced child marriage, for instance, has become a disease. And you have people trying to excuse it on the basis of their religion. I think this is blasphemous. There's nothing at all which says in any scriptures that I know of that you have to go and marry and ruin the physiology of a girl child who is not yet ready to bear the weight of a man or the weight even of a child. And to have people, legislators, governor, the ex-governor being guilty of this and justifying it. And this is where, and Joe knows this, I have quarreled with women's organization, that they failed to make an example of somebody in that prominent position. When you deal with a governor who's a pedophile, and he defiles a girl child and boasts about it and says he has the right, and you women, you fail to take civic action against that individual, you yourselves are setting a very bad example. Must. I spoke to women at the time, they said, oh yes, we'll take action. If the state does not sue, we will initiate civil action. But why didn't you? It's just inexcusable. You have a right, you have lawyers, you can institute an action against an individual like that, no matter how long it takes. The very fact that is being made is being pilloried in the court. Even if it gets away technically, the fact is he's being brought down to a human level. So you have the first line authority in this matter. People like us go to court, they will say we have no legal stand. That's sometimes the technicality in which crimes are committed and impunity is encouraged. So we are merely the supportive brigade. You are the avant-garde. You must lead the charge. I will follow you. Whatever he wants us to do, we will do. Thank you very much.
There is victory for us. There is victory for us. In the struggle to end domestic violence, there is victory for us. Forward, forward, ever. Backward, never. In the struggle to end violence, there is victory.